It is Mother's Day weekend, and my meal plan for this week is to keep it really simple. If you're interested in seeing really simple pantry cooking and convenience cooking on a budget, you're at the right spot. But before we get started, my name is Julia. I'm one half of the Canny Couple. We're a small homestead family in rural Virginia that work every single day to merge homesteading and frugality. And I'm going to tell you something. I have convenience meals. It's my secret. I have a few. There's 2 weekends out of the year, or two weeks out of the entire year, where I really focus on making cooking as easy for myself as possible. Like, I don't want no fuss, no muss. I want it easy. Mother's Day and my birthday, for obvious reasons. I want Mother's Day and my birthday to be really, really easy. So Mother's Day is this weekend. My birthday's in July, and I kind of work it into my budget. You'll see a pantry video. You'll see a grocery haul video. It kind of shows how we do this and what all we got this week. But I also like to do little treats for my mom and a little something for myself. And I like to make sure it's a meal that I enjoy, kind of like how for Aaron's birthday, I make sure it's a meal he enjoys, or Isabel's birthday, it's a meal she really likes as well. So what we're having this week is very, very easy, very, very simple. So for breakfast, Isabel and I are going to be having eggs. She will also be having applesauce. She's been in applesauce craze right now. She loves it. Aaron is having leftover freezer breakfast because whenever he has a little bit too much, because he can't eat it all, what I will do is I'll put it in a container, stick it in the freezer. I have 5, so it's perfect. I have 5 freezer meals for him for breakfast. I pull them out 2 days before. They'll thaw out nicely. Pop them in the microwave, and we are done. So breakfast is finished. For lunch, we are having rice and beans for Aaron and Isabel. I am going to be picking out some leftover chicken, and when this is gone, I'll have a can of chicken to finish off my week. Maybe some eggs. I don't know yet. We'll see when we get closer to that time. And then for dinner, we're having chicken Alfredo. I'll be making it with pasta, and for myself, I'll be making it with broccoli. So let's get started. So first things, and I'm also making part of my lunch for tomorrow because I need to have lunch for tomorrow ready to go, because I'm not cooking lunch tomorrow either. I'm done. Finished. Mama's getting a nap. So first things first here. I have a pot for water. We're going to get that started really, really fast and get that boiling. Got my lid on it, and then have a pot here with a quart of black beans. I'm going to tell you that's too many black beans for my family this week. It just is. That's going to be way too much. So I will actually just feed them half of it this week, and then put the other half in the freezer for like 2 weeks, and we'll have rice and beans again. So I've got the oven on. I've got the back eye on a medium heat, and I've got the front eye on to boil. And then we're going to go ahead and get the rice started here. So here's my rice. I've got 3 cups here to get started for Aaron and Isabel. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a cup of water. And this is jasmine rice. It's what we are eating right now, what we like. I will tell you, I'm having a bit of a learning curve because it doesn't cook quite the same as the rest of my rice does in the Instant Pot. It's a little bit different. Set that to the side, and I've got a quart of turkey broth. This smells good. So we'll get that in there. That was 4 cups, so it's 5 cups of liquid total. And then we're going to add a little salt, because with rice, a little bit of salt is fine. Hit or miss if I add salt to my rice. You can, you can't, you don't have to. It's just whatever you feel is going to taste best. I'm going to get it in my Instant Pot. And I know you all can't see my Instant Pot. Hopefully you all can see me. I'm here. We'll get it plugged in. And we are going to hit the rice button, and it will actually cook for about 15 minutes. So that is started. Now let's get started on everything else that we need to do, because we've got a few things to get done, and I don't want to be in the kitchen for a long period of time. So I guess let's cut our chicken first. That should be number one thing to do. Let me grab this bowl. probably going to need a bowl for the extra chicken. So for me, I have a dish here of broccoli. And this is what I will put my chicken on and my sauce. I can make my sauce homemade. Yes, you can make your Alfredo sauce homemade. That's fine. I didn't want to deal with that today. I just didn't. So I also bought 2 rotisserie chickens. And as you see, I have a new cutting board. I got this. It's a dual-sided one. I'll be using the stainless steel side more often than I'll be using the plastic one. But Aaron got me a new cutting board for Mother's Day, Aaron and Isabel. So I have 2 rotisserie chickens. We're going to pull the breast meat off. And then the rest of the chicken, what we'll do is I will eat that later for like lunch. These were on sale for, what were they on sale for? Buy 2, get $1 off of each. So instead of paying $9, they were $8. My grocery store, they're a little high. And we're just going to come over here and find the breast meat and just pull that. Yep. Let's see. We're just going to pull off some meat here and make sure we have enough for everybody. And then what else I will do is I will take the bones and I will actually use those bones for broth. I'll make broth this week and get that in the canner. But I'm not going to pick these clean today. I will pick these clean on Monday. And these are savory. I didn't want to get anything that's got like too much flavor to it because I'm going to add sauce to this, and that's where I want the flavor to come from, is from the sauce itself. Now I will tell you, if you buy rotisserie chickens, make sure you're checking the weight. If you love them, or go weigh them. Go weigh them. If you can't judge the weight, just because I'll just like lift them up. You can kind of tell by the size. If they look a little small, the fill one that looks a little bit bigger, you can kind of tell which one's a little heavier. They typically try to make them all the same. But I will tell you, I always try to make sure I get the biggest ones I can find. You'll see me in there, and I'll be like picking them up. Like, that one feels a little heavier. That one looks a little smaller. This was a little heavier. We have one grocery store that doesn't, but both of our grocery stores do them. What does them they look a little smaller. And the other one is a little bit bigger. Now, I used to get these all the time. Before I got married, before Aaron and I were dating, I would get rotisserie chicken all the time. And this would be my meal for the week. I would get it, tear it apart, and I would even put it in the freezer and have like 2 rotisserie chickens when they were on sale. There's a lot of chicken left on here. So I'm just going to throw it in there. I'm not dealing with it today. It's not my thing tonight. We're working on getting this chicken cubed up to go into our Alfredo. And for me, I have 2 bags of broccoli. I would eat it with hot sauce and whatever, just whatever I felt like eating it with. I would eat fish a lot with hot sauce. I ate a lot of hot sauce. I eat a lot of hot sauce. That is a necessity in our home. And Isabel is starting to get there. She's like, I want some hot sauce. She's not ready for it yet, but she's like, I want that. I want to try that. So let me know in the comments below what you all do to, celebrate, if you celebrate or if you don't. I'd love to hear. For us, we just keep it really low key. Yes, Aaron could cook a meal. We have so many other projects to do. This is something that's really easy for me to do, is to make our meals versus him trying to do it. I'll just cook on another day and not have to worry about it tomorrow. It works for us. And then he could put his effort where I really need him to put it. It's kind of the way we look at it. Like, where do I really want your effort to go? I'd rather you spend your effort doing these other projects for me. That makes it easier on me in the long run. But let us know. We would also really appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. It would really help us, and we would really appreciate that. Some more chicken, a little bit of fat. But yeah, I'm gonna get several jars of broth off of this. Throw that in there. It's a little fatty. I have to be careful with fat for Aaron. He does not like fat in his chicken. He does not like fat in any of his food. He is so picky when it comes to fat. He'll just sit there and he'll just chew it and chew it. I'll get this other one up, but this one's a little bit bigger, it looks like. Now, they did have some chicken breast strips on sale at our Food Lion, and I almost got those. I was looking at those, and I was like, maybe. I was like, I can get the rotisserie chickens, and they won't take me that long, and I can eat on those, and then I don't have to worry about making lunch for a couple of days for myself. And Aaron's like, yeah, that works. And I could make broth with the bones, so it was just more economical because they were about the same price, and you didn't get nearly as much meat in the pre-cooked chicken breast ones. Now, I did buy chicken breast, boneless, skinless chicken breast on sale this week, but we'll be getting that in the canner. And I don't care about this being really, really pretty. I just care about getting as much of the breast meat off as I can. This is not Aaron will eat this meal. He likes this meal. It's not his favorite meal. It's just not. He could. Chicken Alfredo is not one of those things he's like, yay, I can't wait to have this. I think it's too mild of a flavor profile for him. He prefers it to be a lot more in your face flavor. So it's just very, he considers it more bland. But he has liked it with this new sauce that we've been using. But I don't make it very often because the sauce is really expensive. Okay, and I'm gonna get all these into one bag. And like I said, those will go in my refrigerator. We will deal with them on another time. We're just doing a quick chop. I don't care about these being pretty. Nothing like that. We just want cook, just cut up so it's not too big. I will say this board cuts a little bit better than I thought it would. I didn't know. And I knew I didn't want glass. I will break glass. I would break even tempered glass. I'd be terrified I'd break it or break my countertop. I know me. How many of you all are self-destructive or destructive when it comes to doing things, or like a bulldozer? I will be in that department. I just get to a rhythm, and yeah, kind of what happens. So as you see here, we have a whole pot here, or a whole bowl here of this chicken breast, and I still have all the rest of this chicken I need to go through and finish picking it off the bones. Get the bones in my Instapot, make some broth, and I'll get those in the canner. And that works for us very, very well. And I'm going to wash my hands off really fast. Get my hands clean so we can go to the next job here on the list of things to do. My beans are boiling, so we're gonna give those a quick stir here. And I do need to add a little bit of seasoning, so I'm gonna go light on this. It is a Cajun seasoning. I'm gonna be very light on this, just enough to give it the flavor, but not enough to hurt anybody's belly. I'm gonna set that chicken to the side. I'll clean that up in just a moment. Get a dish rag here. I'm gonna wipe my countertop off. My dish rag looks pitiful, but I love it. And it's clean. I have 4 of these. We got them for camping, and they are like one of those metal scrubby brushes on one side and a cloth on the other. I've never had anything clean so good. So now we're going to come over here, and I'll go ahead and get this chicken into my pan and into Aaron's pan. So I'm just going to break up any big clumps of broccoli I have here. This was frozen broccoli. It will do fine. And Aaron, for his, he is actually going to have salad with his. So we're going to make some croutons. And most of this chicken will be going on mine. Aaron, again, he'll have enough, but I'm the one on the high protein diet right now. Although he's lost more weight than I have. That is good for me. Let's get his dish out here. I'm going to turn that one down a bit. I don't want to stick in. That's what I don't like about stainless steel. They will stick. I've not figured out that sweet spot yet of them not sticking. And then here's our pasta. I'm doing 1 box of fettuccine, and I'm going to break this, so don't yell at me if it's not traditional. Yes, I know it's not traditional. I have a 3-year-old, and this makes my life easier. I will break the pasta simply because it's a lot easier than me dealing with it long. I know it's not. I know a lot of people feel like, oh my gosh, you broke the pasta. Yes, I did. I will continue to break the pasta because it's easier. And if you have a small pot, it's easier to get the pot. And don't tell me you can go buy the pot size ones, because yeah, you can. And they are so much more expensive. Like, oh my word. There's no way I'm buying pot size pasta when it's so much more expensive. I'll also take scissors through hers just to help make sure it's small enough for her to eat. It's just easier for her to eat it with a spoon. And Isabel will eat fruit or whatever else she wants with her. She'll eat off of mine. She's just sort of in that toddler phase where we're still figuring out what we really like, what we don't, and we just eat. We just eat all the time. Girls went through a growth spurt like nothing I've ever seen. She jumped up in weight. She's outpacing a lot of kids a little older than her, which is good. It's good because we were worried before. So now I'm going to start putting some of the sauce on here, and I'm going to see how much one whole one is on mine. And it's pretty low carbs. It really is. It's pretty low carbs. It's only 3 carbs per each one. So I'm okay with that. I looked that up before, and I'm okay with the ingredients. This has the better ingredients of any of the Alfredo sauces we've seen. Again, you can make your own. You can. You'll make your own. You can make a beautiful Alfredo sauce. This is a convenience meal for me, and I don't want to make my own. I want it to be. I don't want to deal with that. Not today. and get out, not all of it, but most of it, and I'll go through and get that top off a little bit later. I won't do errands just yet. And this will be enough for me. I don't want it to be like runny for me. I'm okay with it being, you know, just coated lightly. Aaron will need his more covered. So I will use all the rest for his. And then when I cook it, the broccoli will have a little bit of liquid in there as well. So that will help make it just a little bit more. So this is how I make a low-carb chicken Alfredo. I really miss the pasta. I will not lie, I miss the pasta. I would love to have this over pasta right now. And zucchini, well, for this one, zucchini would probably be fine. I would say zucchini would probably be fine. But I'm not a huge zucchini replacement for pasta. I don't know. I'm not terribly fond of zucchini and tomato. I'm just not. Tell me in the comments, but do you use zucchini in your tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce? I can't. I just can't. Give my pasta a quick stir here. And I need to stir my beans. What we'll do to those beans is we're basically going to make a refried bean with those and get those to be mush. That's what they will be. So this is my meal. Simple, easy, done. Now let's make my mom's special treat. So I don't make this very often. And it's a really easy meal to make, but I don't make this very often. Only for birthdays or like for Mother's Day and Father's Day. And it is a special treat. But they love it. They absolutely love it. And it is so easy to make. I actually did a video on this, and one of those is it's a crazy simple meal to make. So let's take our crescent rolls, whatever crescent rolls you all like. These were just what was on sale. Don't be scared of pop. It'll be fine. We're going to start by rolling out our dough. Now you can leave them in the crescent shape. I'm not. I'm actually going to make this into a dough. And yes, you can buy these in a sheet of homemade crescent rolls. Yes, you can. I do not. I just buy one. I will tell you, I used to get crescent rolls so cheap. And you're going to lay them out as flat as you can get them. Just kind of press them out. This to me is why it's not worth it to get a crescent roll sheet, because you can get these out super fine. Get these out super. Wipe that off my hands just a little bit. And then I need to get a butter knife. We're going to cut these into 8s. Cutting them into little squares. And then just kind of want to build up just a little bit on each side. Just make sure it's not open on the bottom, because we're going to fill these up with something yummy in just a second. So here's this. I'm going to set it to the side. I have a bowl here with 2 eggs in it. And we are going to take a thing of cream cheese. I throw away the trash. After I'm done. So before you all are like, why does she just stack up her trash? I throw it away whenever I'm closer to being done. When we stop, so y'all don't have to see me turn my back on y'all all the time. I try to make sure I'm front facing for you all as much as I can. I'll throw all of this use that knife I used to cut the crescent rolls up with in here. All that cream cheese off of it. And then I'm going to take a fork and whip this up, and that's all I need in it. It's just egg and cream cheese. You can add a little sugar. I'm not going to add any sugar. And my rice is done. We'll unplug that and just let it cool off. I'm not going to add any sugar to this time because the fruit I'm going to add to it will be sweet enough. And you can use a blender. I really do hate using cream cheese in a blender. It's like one of those things that I really do despise, is using cream cheese in a blender. It's so messy. And when you have to add powdered sugar to it, I'd rather do anything else, like anything else. But I do need to check my food here. Don't want anything to, I don't really care about overcooking. I worry about sticking. And I have burned up these little pots before. So I try to be really, really careful. And all I'm doing is just pushing it to the side to kind of get this broken up so I can give it a good whip here in just a few minutes. I'll tell you, the beans smell really good. I know Isabel, she keeps asking for rice and beans. She's like, are we having rice and beans? Are we having rice and beans? So she will be excited to have rice and beans. It's like one of her favorite foods. She plays pretend cooking. I make you rice and beans. Very, very cute. We're just going to keep mixing this up just to get the cream cheese fully incorporated. As you can tell, it doesn't take too terribly long. I really do hate the mess that you get when you pull out a mixer. So I tend to avoid that at all costs if I can help it. And I don't care if this is lumpy, that's fine. If you want your super, super smooth, you can do that. But we did do a video on this. Gosh, I want to say we did this last year. My parents love this, and Aaron likes it too, but maybe for his birthday I'll make the crescent rolls homemade. They are very good. I made them once and they were absolutely amazing. So we're just going to keep mixing up. You can tell it starts to get incorporated, and like again, it'll be a little lumpy, and that's okay. We can handle lumps in this kitchen. How many of y'all are cooking for practicality or cooking to have some beautiful dish you want to serve to your family? I still think it's pretty. If it's good and your family likes it, that's all that matters. I think people spend too much time focusing on looks. I care about functionality and just making sure it's going to work and everybody's going to like it. I care more about taste. Does it taste good? But these will still be very pretty. Okay, that's good as I'm getting it. Or we're good. And I need to walk off my counter really, really fast. I got a little bit of egg here. Cream cheese, so let's get that off. Okay. So now we're going to take this, and I might have too much, and if I do, I have an idea for it. What I will do is I'll take it, and I've got some strawberries here that we picked, and I will add those together. So we're going to take a little spoon here as well. But first things first, I need to get scoops of this onto everything, because it's going to cook up and it will be lovely and wonderful, and they will adore it. If my mom gets any of it, I'll be surprised. I hope she does. I hope she does. I'm just going to add them on here. Again, you could get this smoother. It will do fine. It will be like a little like fluffy mound on here. I like these plain, so I will actually just eat this way. So you can make this and eat it this way. And I like them plain, personally. Aaron, do you like these better plain or with the fruit? He likes them with the fruit. And I won't, and this will be enough for this meal. But Aaron likes fruit. So one of the questions we get a lot is, where's all your fresh fruit? Where's all your fresh produce? And I would tell you to look in this bowl here, because what we do is on our homestead, what we really focused on at the beginning was putting in perennial systems. That was one of our really big, strong focuses when we first started. And because of that, that tends to be where we get a lot of our fresh fruit, and a lot of our foods are from our perennial systems. So what we do is we grow a lot and we preserve it. So we have mature apple trees we try to get the majority of our apples from when we catch it. We try to get as much of this stuff ourselves. Our raspberries, our blackberries, all of that we grow. Our blueberries. We've had blueberry trees on the homestead for, gosh, I think Aaron's had them. How long have you had blueberries? Your whole life? Aaron's had blueberry bushes his whole life on the homestead. And I bring them in, we harvest them, and we put them away. This is honeyberries and strawberries, and this was just a week's worth for us from one batch, or from one little bed, and from a couple of honeyberries that are producing really well. I think like 2 or 3. All right. Always do a smell test. So we always try to make sure, and that's where we get a lot of our fresh. So we will eat them fresh, and then we will preserve. We're going to put a couple of spoonfuls of this raspberry syrup just right on top of this cream cheese mixture that I did a terrible job getting incorporated, but that is okay. It will still taste good, and they will still like it. My mom's like, I don't want you to make me anything. And I'm like, well, I will make you something, whether it's a cake, whether it's something like this. And I really try to go with her flavor profiles. I know she likes fruit. She's not a huge chocolate eater, but I also don't use caramel in my kitchen ever. She likes caramel, but I do. That's like not happening in my kitchen. I hate caramel. Tell me in the comments below, what's your favorite? What is the one sweet thing you can't do without? For me, it's chocolate. I'm a chocolate eater, and unfortunately for Aaron, so is our little one. He was so hopeful. He was like, she won't like chocolate, and guess what? She doesn't really care for vanilla cake. She told him she didn't want his birthday cake. Okay, now we're going to do a swirl here, so it's kind of mixed in. And I could have added this, but I didn't want it completely mixed in. So we're just going to do a swirl, so it's going to be pockets. This is going to be good. That's done. These are ready to go in the oven, and we will cook them until the crescent rolls are finished and the stuff on the inside's done. It will take probably about 20-25 minutes at 350 degrees. So I'm going to put the lid back on this, and I've got a ring here. I'll get the ring back on here as well. I'll get this in the refrigerator, and I will use this for some other things or make some fruit leather, one or the other. Now, what do we have to do next on the list? Let's make my brownie mix here. Get that out of the way. I have 2 eggs, and these are a keto brownie mix we got on sale at our local Grocers United. Is it Grocers United? Grocery outlet, sorry. So, and what I do is it says you get, I think it's like 14 servings per each bag. So what I'll do is when I pull it out, I'll cut it up into 14, and I'll just use it up or put in the freezer. So I've got the eggs. I've got my butter. What did I do with my butter? Oh, here it is. Went ahead and melted a stick of butter. We have 1/4 cup of water. You can use milk, but I'm going to use the water this time. So I've got eggs, butter, and then I need a thing of the mix. This is an almond flour, and again, it's not, I've noticed like all of these are more like they're grainy. They're not as smooth as what I would typically want from a brownie, but they're a good alternative to take care of my current need for chocolate or a sweet tooth. Something different, because I'll tell you right now I'm hating food. And this, I'm hoping, is not going to be my diet for the rest of my life. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. And we're just going to give this a quick mix like you would any other brownie mix. And then I have a dish here to put it on, and it cooks for, I think, 30 minutes, 30 to 35. You can tell here it comes together really well. I got the whole box for 3 of them. I think was $5. So I felt like that was a good price. We get so much like keto and health food at our local grocery outlet. Not a good day. Organic food. We always get something that's, you know, I guess a lot of people in our area don't eat it. And it is a little bit pricier, even at their prices. But for us, it's not a bad price. It's not. Like, compared to what you would normally pay. All right, so I'm going to put this in the oven and do a really quick reset and get rid of some trash and come back. We're going to make croutons. So give me just a second. Do a quick reset. Now let's get this finished up, get everything cooked, and then let's get to bed because I want some sleep. Okay, so I actually pulled out the pasta and I have the mac and cheese in this other pot. I went and did that really fast, so we're going to finish off errands here. But the other thing I did was I did pull out some of this just in case she doesn't like it. So if she doesn't like this pasta, I can make butter noodles. Because the noodles are already done, I got some butter, so it's not a big deal. So I'm going to take some butter here. Oops. And throw it into hers. Because they'll just melt. And I know she will eat butter noodles, so let's just make sure that she will eat it, because she's hit or miss, so I want to make sure I have something that I know for sure she will eat, and I'm like 95% sure. It depends. Picky toddler. We're at that picky toddler stage, so we will eat a bite and say, "Ooh, this is good," and then eat another bite and be like, "No, I don't want this." So that's kind of where we are right now, and it's okay. She's trying to figure it out. So I'm picky too. I can't complain about her being picky. That's not very charitable. Okay, so Aaron's is ready. Let's get this sauce in here. Get it mixed. And then we're going to get the rest of the sauce out of these by using some milk because we don't want to waste it. I'm just going to pour all of this. Make sure Aaron's is super, super saucy because it will matter. I want the taste. I could care less about the actual sauce. I really just want the taste. Set that to the side. Get all the rest out of this one that I used for mine. My towel is clean. My hands are clean. My towel's just rough from berries. I have newer towels. I'm trying to save them until my really old ones can't be used anymore. So my mom got them for me a couple years ago for Christmas before the house remodel, and I've kind of kept them to make sure I have them whenever I need them. And add some milk to both of these just to get all that flavor out, and it'll just make it creamy and saucy, and Aaron will love it. You can add heavy cream, whatever you want. Now a lot of people make Alfredo, and I've tried this before with pasta water and butter. But I think that one makes a lot more sense. Again, I just don't want to do it. I always want to say lazy, but I hate to use that word. I'm focusing on making this week as easy as possible. So it's okay to have a convenience week whenever you need to take that, and just make sure you plan it, put it into your budget. Like, okay, yeah, I know. Like, we know on my birthday, I have to buy a cake. Like, that's kind of out of Aaron's, ability to do. He could probably do it, but we've got to get a cake. It'd just be easier than trying to force a poor man to have to bake me a cake for my birthday. And we have to get a convenience dinner and lunch figured out. We plan for it in the budget. We're like, here's how much it's going to cost. Here's what we have to do. Now we're going to give this a mix. And I didn't add broccoli to Aaron's. He doesn't care for broccoli. Now Isabel, she'll pick up mine. Like my plate is her plate. And I just got that all over my shirt. Told Aaron, I said I was wearing this shirt because it's my mama bear, and Isabel likes this shirt, and I was like, I'll wear this for this video since it's Mother's Day weekend. It works. And what we'll do is we'll pop this into the oven and let it cook. This will cook by 10-15 minutes just to cook it all the way through, and just kind of let that pasta really just get into the cheese sauce. You can tell it's nice and creamy. So it's going to be really good. Aaron should be happy with this. Stick it in my oven. And I'm going to check this mac and cheese really fast. And there are Alfredo noodles, like 1 or 2 of them in this mac and cheese, and that's okay. I kind of cheated a little bit here. It just was like, I'm just going to use the same pasta water. It's fine. But I'm going to pop it down just a smidget, and I'm going to stir my beans. So let me finish those. The beans are done. They can just simmer. Here's what they look like. Very, very simple. Very, very easy. Now you can eat them like this. And they're good. They're fine. They're wonderful. But we blend them up. Turn them into a dip. Oh my. It makes it so much better. And I don't know why. When I first did it, Aaron was like, what? He's like, why did you do this? I like it the other way. And I'm like, just try it. Try it for me. He's like, oh, I like this a lot better. Could we have it like this from now on? And I'm like, I know what you like. I know what you like. So we're just going to put the immersion blender in here and get it smooth. I did have to turn on my fan. It's got to get a little warm in here for me. Our weather changed. So we went from having almost 80-degree days to like a 60-degree day. It was 40-something this morning. We started out yard selling in coats and ended up having to shed the coats like an hour into it. They say in our area, just if you hate the weather, just give it a few hours, it'll change. It'll just completely change. It's humid, it can be dry, it can be cold, it could be hot, it could be perfect. It can be everything. It makes gardening difficult. And look at how lovely that is. Just perfect. Perfect. Aaron and Isabel will eat this up. And I have a meal ready to go. All I have to do is cook the rice, pull this out, and get ready for them in like 2 to 3 weeks. I'll pull this out. So they have something else to eat when they're, instead of just eating sandwiches, which is kind of like my go-to at this point. So I have a half a loaf of bread here. I threw it in the freezer. We're going to pull it out and make croutons. And my crouton recipe is super simple. It really is. It is so simple. I don't overcomplicate it. I don't overthink it. I don't even care about the uniformity of the bread. It's fine. Like, this is where I feel like people get so overwhelmed in the kitchen. They're told you have to do it a certain way. I was watching somebody, they're talk about, saving money and all this stuff, and they talk about cooking, like, you need to make the recipe exactly the way it says, because you're not going to know if you like it this way or not. And I'm thinking, but if you do not like onions like I do, I do not like onions, why in the world would I put onions in a meal that I know I won't even make it if I have to have onions? So for me, let's make cooking less complicated. It's not hard. If you know the basics of cooking, the bare basics, rice and beans, you can do so much more than you realize. Now, yes, you need to have a little bit more skill. Baking bread's not hard, but you have to kind of understand how to use your measuring cups. You got to do the basic math, and you got to read a recipe. But for the most part, you could throw anything on pasta, anything on rice, and call it a meal. This bread is so soft. We're just going to throw it in here. So Aaron's going to have salad. The lettuce is coming up. It's perfect. And it's ready for salad. So we're going to get him some salad going this week to go with his meal, which he is excited about. He is so excited. And we have some dressing he needs to heat up in the refrigerator. Dressing has been a hard one. I've tried a few homemade recipes. Nothing that he's like been crazy about, so we still have a few more to try. So we have one that we bought he really likes, which is fine. It's just making sure he doesn't eat too much of it. But Aaron will eat croutons. He would just snack on the croutons. And you can cut them as big as you want them, as small as you want them. It doesn't really matter. And this was my Mother's Day present last year, was my wooden cutting board. So I have 2 cutting boards. One of them was one of my Mother's Day presents. We're going to get up this little bit My countertop was cleaned off. It's okay. The rest of this I will wipe off into the scrap bucket. You can even tear this up. You don't even have to cut it. You just tear it up. Like all these little crusty parts, right into the crouton bucket. They make the best parts. So here it is in my bowl. Now, here's the part where I think people get overdo. Recipes are going to tell you to use way too much oil. They're also going to tell you you have to use a specific type of oil. You do not use whatever you have on hand, whatever you like to eat. We keep olive oil, and we will be moving to tallow, olive oil and tallow, and a little bit of coconut oil and butter. That's it, or ghee. That's all we will have in our house. That's my goal. But I just kind of spotted, so I'm gonna start off with like maybe a half of a cup to a fourth of a cup of this. So we're gonna go very, very cautious on it, and we will add more. You cannot take it out. You cannot take it out if you overdo it. So I would actually, if you're following a recipe, I would do half and then add more, because you do not want it, like they'll tell you to completely soak it and coat it. It will be too oily. I'm going to use all of the rest of this roasted garlic and herb seasoning. All of it. This is gone now. This is one of my favorite for croutons. It smells lovely. It smells wonderful. And it just does such a good job on croutons. All you're wanting the oil to do is just to coat the top and help the seasoning stick. That is it. And if your bread falls apart, it is okay. It will not hurt it. It will not hurt it. I'm going to need a little bit more oil. I can tell you, because you can see like it looks a little dry. So you're gonna kind of look and watch to see where you need to be. You kind of see, you can kind of tell what it needs to look like, and that should be just right. But I have learned over the years that I follow my gut when it comes to my cooking. And I really try to cook and can and preserve with practicality in mind. I'm not going to, I look at a recipe and I'm like, why do I have to take all these extra steps when I can just skip them all and go right to this one, and it's so much easier. Like, unless it's something super, super specific and it doesn't make sense to skip the step, then we've just made cooking in general really complicated. I am a one pot, one bowl, one pan type of girl. And these are done. Put that back in there just a little bit. Fill out. I don't want to lose any of that seasoning. It's actually probably going to be a little under seasoned for Aaron, but he'll be fine. It's how much I had left. I have my pan here, and I have a cooking sheet. And we're going to throw these on here, and you want a nice even layer, and you're going to cook these in the oven with all of your other wonderful things in the oven until they come out golden brown and dry. You'll be able to tell. You know what a crouton is supposed to taste like? And this is just a great way to use up those pieces of bread. It really is. If you have those extra pieces of bread, and now that I'm looking, some of these look really, really big. It'd be hard to get into the mouth. So I'm going to just take my spoon and kind of cut some of these up just a little bit. But these little pieces right here are going to be like the best part. I'm really jealous. You can see these are good. These are very good. That in my sink. And what do I have next? That's it for now. Now everything needs to cook and get done. And we will show you what it all looks like when it gets finished. But everything's just got to cook for now. And we're super, super close to being done with our meal. And it took me under an hour to get it all prepped. So I feel pretty good about that for a week's worth of food. Yes, it was convenient. Yes, it cost a little bit more at the grocery store. But this is a rare, and it's a treat for me to help make my Mother's Day just a little bit better. So when we come back, I'll share what everything looks like when we're done. It took about 30 minutes. Everything's cooked. I got most of my dishes washed. So let me show you what everything looks like done. So let's start at the front here. These are the beans. So like I said, one of these will go in the freezer for about 3 weeks from now, and then the rest will be ate this week. This is Aaron and Isabel's lunch for tomorrow. And here, make sure my hair doesn't get the food, is Isabel's butter noodles, just in case she doesn't like the pasta. Oh, here, make sure y'all can see that. I just worry, piggy toddler. I know she'll eat the butter noodles. I know she'll eat the butter noodles. Here is the rice. It actually turned out perfect. It is perfectly fluffy and light with those 5 cups of liquid to 3 cups of rice. Croutons, Aaron's already got a handful. I offered him a crouton to try. He ended up grabbing a handful of croutons to try. He doesn't listen very well, and he said they were very good. Like I said, do you want one? And he came in here running. He's like, yes, I want a crouton. This is just some chicken buffalo sauce. This is for my lunch tomorrow. So when Aaron goes to make lunch, all he has to do is pop them into our little Ninja back here, and it will all be warmed up at the same time. He'll just reheat everything. And then we have dinner here. So here is Aaron and Isabel's dinner. You know, hopefully she'll like that. Aaron's going to be having salad. Isabel will eat whatever else she wants with hers. And this is mine. So basically same thing, just a different base. Now, here is the dish I made for my mom. As you can see, it cooked fine. It cooked beautifully. I know Aaron's a little jealous. He doesn't get one of these right now. He's shaking his head at me. And then this is too hot to touch, but this is my fudgy keto brownie. Now, the only thing I have left to do tonight is I've got to cut up the strawberries, and I'm going to have Aaron do the honey berries because they've got these little things on them. So I'm going to let him pick through there. I'll get the strawberries ready for the week. Aaron will do the honey berries, and then we are done and heading to bed. So let me know in the comments below what you cooked this week. I'd love to hear from you all, and make sure you check out our link tree to see all of our other content. And as always, thank you for joining us on the Canny Couple, where we work hard, live simple, and enjoy life. Have a wonderful day.